practically speaking, out in the lab, size up. Practically speaking, in life, until you get super good, size up for math, not the actual rivet. But this one, they want you to do the math exactly for that size of rivet.
Then I would go D equals 1/8.
So we got diameter is 1/8. And how many agree with that? Very good, very good. And do you need, they do give you, but do you need the length for this problem? No. No, you don't even have to worry about that. So what would the edge distance need to be?
Quarter inch.
Perfect, 1/4 inch. And so that would be, actually let me do this. I need to have a rivet 2D in from this side and that side here. One for here, one for here, and one for here. So let's start out with this bottom row. How many rivets would go on the 10-inch side? So we've got, how many? 21. How did you do that?
You divide 4, wait, no.
I did
Oh, we got 19. How did you get that, Sydney?
I did
19's right.
10 minus 0.5 to get the distance in between.
Excellent.
And then I took 4 divided by 32 and got that, and then multiplied by 4. And then that was, I think, 0.5. And then we do 9.5 divided by 0.5, and we get 19.
Oh, that's right, that's facts.
Are those rivets there?
So.
19 spaces. That
So.
does not mean rivets.
Correct. So for process, exactly correct. But then that final number, you add 1 to get the total number of rivets. Because the 19 will be the space. Anyone not follow what she said? So she said very beautifully and exact. You take your total distance, 10 inches, minus your edge, which is 2 times our diameter, which is 0.25. We have 2 edges, so 0.25 times 2 is 0.5. So 10 minus 0.5 is the distance between those 2 rivets, which is 9.5. So then we take our spacing, which is 4 times the diameter, and that is, actually comes out to 0.5 of an inch. So, and it's weird because there's lots of 0.5 in this problem. But then we take our space between rivets, which was, that's not a good marker, 9.5, and divide by 0.5, and that would get you 19.
And then, so that's the number in between those 2 rivets?
That's the number of spaces. If you divide this space by 0.5, that's how many spaces that divides up into. So then to include this rivet at the end, you round up or add 1 to get 20 rivets.
The rivet on the other end is already included in the 19?
It is, yeah, because it's space, 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 space. And then the last space would be here, which is why that was not included. Yeah, thank you.
Now, if we were doing this, actually,
Yes.
to find every spot that you put the rivets, would you do that with
slightly larger space to get your rivets more evenly laid out. But this situation, the 0.5 spacing works out to do it. Questions on that? So, anyone lost on how we got 20 rivets? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20 on that side. Leo.
Technically, not to make it more complicated, but because you're doing a square, you should chase your corners.
So,
Too far ahead.
you're ahead of me. I'm making them do the painful way. Now you all know. So, we have 20 rivets on that side. So just working through, since most of you are new to rivet layout, this is good practice, which is why I'm putting you through this, then I'll tell you the easy way to do it later. So this distance, our 5-inch side, how will we figure out how many rivets to put there?
It's half of 10.
Very good point, but give me the actual math.
Or divide 4.5 by 0.5.
Good, so we got 4.5, oh my. These are all giving up on me. Oh, we'll do red. 4, pink. 0.5, because we had the same edge here, so it's 5 minus 0.25 there, minus 0.25, same spacing. So 4.5 divided by 0.5, and what does that
9.
give you? That gives you 9, and then you add 1 to get 10. So, or you could do half, but good to know math process. So here we have 1, I actually like red, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the question is, how many total rivets do you have? Here are my options for you. You can see that? The total number of rivets that you need to order from the parts room.
Wouldn't be 64 now.
Just wait for a moment.
I've heard of alpha, I've heard of the answer might not be up there.
I heard alpha too, I agree.
I've heard a 60.
It's C.
Alpha. Don't play. Alpha.
I've heard a confident. I've heard a confident C. All right.
You're counting the corners
It's not that
twice, boss.
I've heard a confident C. How many say it is 60? We've got 20 here, 20 there, 10 here, 10 there.
David, what happened?
Makes sense to me. How many say 60?
Oh, 9 more.
You got no friends. Okay. Anyone for 54? All right. So the reason it does that is because, and I circled these little tricky guys. If you would say that it was 60, you would be counting these twice, because these end ones are part of this row of 10. This one is also part of this row of 20. Same here. So if you add these up, 20, 20, 10, and 10, then you have to subtract, because you counted these twice, you have to subtract 4. Any questions on that? Now, is there an easier way to do this after I drug you through the painful way? It is. So all you have to do is calculate your total length being riveted, or actually, yes. What is this?
28.
Yeah. So if you take 28 divided by half, 0.5 right here, you just take the whole length divided by half, and you get 56. Again, that's no Or like from here to da-da-da-da-da, and then this one doesn't get counted for that. It gets counted into the spaces for this row, and then this one gets counted into spaces for that row, this one gets counted for that row. So,
That works every time, right?
it should. Yes. If you're doing, yeah, it will.
Not necessarily.
Well, it depends on,
If your number that you're changing your spacing to make up for it, then it's gonna.
right, yes, correct.
Because if it's not, now it was exactly half inch for 19.
Correct,
It could
yes.
be different.
Yes. And if you're not getting clean numbers here, it could be, yeah. So, always do this method, but for this particular, and that's how they tell you to do it. They're like, oh, just take 28 divided by 0.5, but don't let it catch you in a real world situation. Any questions on that? Taking the perimeter, so we got so not 10 plus 10 plus 5, it's the
Perimeter
9.5.
minus.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're doing that, can't you just not add your one?
Correct. Yes.
That's how we got our
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. Next one is a sheet metal repair is to be made using two pieces of 40 thousandths inch aluminum riveted together. All rivet holes are drilled for 3 32nd inch rivets. That's very nice. If you diameter, what is the length? Or, yeah, the length of the rivets to be used will be what? So what is the formula for length? Anyone?
Each rivet is 1.5 to 8.5.
So I think I heard
So 1/8 inch.
thickness plus 1.5 times D. And inch aluminum. Now, some people think they can be tricky and say, oh, which is the most common use of this number? Because we got D, AD, and DD. Well, we don't know. They might be using any of those styles. We don't know what they're working on. So that's not actually any giveaway like you might think it is. You do have to go by the size. So, this is going to be for Corbin. First of all, I'll give you just diameter. What should the diameter be? I'll get somebody else for length. And what's the formula for diameter? You can phone a friend if you need to. I want to hear your reasoning though. So start out with what's the formula? That's not,
So since our cheapest sheet is 32,000,
yes,
gonna multiply that by 3.
correct. And
Give us the
what is that answer? Because I want to get what the answer is to explain something, which could be confusing. 3, oh yeah. Yep, you're right. So, 0.096, and then how would you convert that to be in 30 seconds? Correct. And what is that answer?
3.072.
Yes. So, if you got 3.072, would you use a size 3 or size up to size 4 rivet? You're out in the shop. Yes. Practically speaking, what do you think you could do? Size 3. That's super close. However, prepware pretty much always will size up if it's any 8-bit above the whole number. Yes.
Is there regulation on how close it has to be before you go up to the
Not specific. No.
Okay, so like on a written, is it gonna be the same as calculator?
I hope so. In the past, it has. It has been.
It's kind of one of those, like, this is the most correct answer.
Yes. It is. So, and that is, see, this is like tricky because, okay, we have 2 sheets of the same thickness for getting diameter. If one, so it kind of depends on 90% of the time, like when you start doing structural repairs, the manual is going to tell you what diameter it will specify for that material to get the right strength. So it's not very often that you have to figure out. It depends where you go, what manuals you have, but
You're not getting close enough.
correct. Because if you go too big, then you could damage the metal before your revision. Yep. So that's the balance of life in sheet metal. So we got a size 4, and I mean, if you go here, there is no 3 option for diameter, so that helps. So now I'm gonna pick a person for John.
I got lost in like the first sentence on this question.
The length.
Like I am so confused. I'm
So,
sorry.
no, I want to know if anybody's confused, because I want to work it out. Because probably, if you're confused, there's other people that just aren't saying so. So, they want to know the rivet. We're taking 2 sheets. Each one of those sheets is 32 thousandths thick.
Right?
So then we figure out what diameter, which was 3 times the thickness of the thickest sheet. They're both 32. And then since diameter is in 30 seconds, we got a 4/32 for diameter. So now we have to figure out length.
So So how would I get the 437 from like times 32?
Yes, so the 3 times 0.032 is 0.096.
Right, and then
So-
I would divide that by 32.
Multiply,
Multiply.
yep, by 32 to get the numerator denominator.
Okay, and that would give me a 30 or 3.072.
Correct,
Then I just round up from there.
correct,
Okay.
got it. So then, what is the length formula?
Grip times, grip plus, yeah, grip plus, yeah, my bad, I meant that.
Good.
Grip plus diameter plus, times 1.5.
Okay, good. So proud of you.
I
So
knew
yeah,
that.
so it'll be grip or total thickness plus 1.5 times diameter. Ooh, you feeling all right? I just bandaged you on your head.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Bravo.
Excellent. 4-4. Anyone disagree with Bravo?
What was your length you calculated?
Two sheets of
032 times 2.
Yeah. So,
So,
two, so 2 times. Sorry, Dad. Yeah. So it's also, what did you get for your decimal?
0.28. I can't really go any longer than that with my questions, so.
So you got thickness 0.064 plus 1.5 times the diameter is 0.1875.
I got 0.2515.
Yes,
For
0.25.
my length.
Correct.
So wouldn't that be closer to dash 3?
So 0.2515, what is that times 16?
when do you round up?
So 16 is the length to get your,
Yeah, but if you take
so yes, what is
3
that?
divided by 16.
So what's the point?
Yeah, it'd be
25.
dash 4, never mind.
But
But,
now we're not rounding
yes.
up.
So 0.2515 times 16 is what?
64.
For
0.082.
4.024. So now, they are not rounding up. They stay with a 4. However, they don't give you an option for a 5. So that kind of narrows in, well, it's obviously not a 3, so you have, so it's kind of, and also they didn't give you an option for a 3 diameter, so it's kind of guided by your options, like, okay, what is the closest, what is the most best answer?
Also, they're probably not heat treated.
Correct.
Or
Well, we
ice
don't know
box.
that, you
Ice
can't go with that, because that could,
box. Is that what the new EDR icebox is?
excellent, yep, yep. Like, you can't depend on that. Any questions on the prepware or hydraulic workshop? Okay. So, next one. The length of a rivet to be used to join a sheet of 32 thousandths and 64 thousandths aluminum alloy should be equal to what? I want you all to look at this and then we'll take a whole look. 2 times the rivet diameter plus 64 thousandths. 1.5 times the rivet diameter plus our total of 96.
No.
Or 3 times the rivet diameter plus total of 96,000. So how many say 2 times the diameter plus just 1 sheet? How many say 1.5 times the diameter plus the full thickness?
You can't vote twice.
There's a bunch of sneaky people.
Yeah.
3 times the rivet diameter plus 96,000. horses. Not all of you. I cannot put you into that. I got the sleepy ones and then the let it go ones. So, just a note before you go out to lab. Good progress, good work, everyone. I like what I'm seeing. On page 2 of your lab, it says about doing 5 pieces, 20. Again, you can use 25, it's perfectly acceptable. And then 3 pieces of 32, 1 piece of 40 thousandths. Do those in batches. So like, cut your 25, rivet those together, which tells you on the other side of the paper, step 1, 2, 3. When you get to step 4, then we'll go fish out the 32 thousandths. But please, once we have both 32 and 25 brand new sheets out in the shop, before you grab it and go chomp it into bits and pieces, please carefully measure and make sure you are cutting the one you're supposed to be cutting, because this stuff is expensive. I had this thought, I'm going to throw it out there. I had said about when you're cutting out your brand new pieces, I don't need to inspect them. If you really want me to, I can. It's not required, it's your responsibility. But if you mess up, I had said I'm your customer, you need to come to me. But I am also your parts and material supply department. So you need to come to me to get your new material. And I kind of thought that if you actually messed up on a customer's airplane, your shop would have to eat that cost, because you can't charge your customer for a mistake that you made. So I had this thought, each one of those pieces of at least $2 or $3, just to give you. I was like, I should make you actually purchase a piece and then put it into a pizza fund or something. But then, so that was my thought. But then I thought, you are all, well, I don't know about all, but I know me, I broke students. But if you think among yourselves, like what punishment you want to inflict on your classmates, let me know, and maybe we can come up with an idea.
Yeah, nothing. You all agree?
You have ideas?
I did have a question.
Yes. We will show you when you need it. Did you, where's your project that you have riveted together to that point?
I want to get all my pieces back and down.
$2 to the pizza fund. No kidding. Okay. Hopefully everyone is listening better than Josiah.
Hey, I want this on. This is
No special allowances. Okay. Any other questions? All right. To the lab.